It is Friday, June 3rd in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our best bets. We not only got a no-run first inning, of course, we've got our favorite money line, and we got actually an underdog money line and a player prop coming your guys' way.
Congrats, Calling Our Shot community, on just hitting 34,000. You guys are the absolute best. Can we hit 35,000? That's our next goal. We can't do it without you guys going down, taking 0.5 seconds and mashing that subscribe button. We're going to do some sort of giveaway parlay. Austin and I got to think of what we're going to do, but we're going to do some sort of giveaway parlay for you guys in the community. Also, drop a like on this video. Helps more people to see it.
I agree, Logan, 100%. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys all for 34,000 subscribers. Let's hop into a recap. Another winning day. That's 5-1 over the last 2 days. Cardinals money line never really stood a chance after the first couple innings. Liberatore was just throwing straight meatballs. Here's a quick home run. Gomber over 5.5 hits allowed. Wish I could have laddered that one. He gave up 10 hits, and then the San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers. NRFI does hit. Now, I don't want to even talk about our parlay of the day. I don't have the recap here, but boy, was it about as brutal of a parlay of the day that I have seen. We had Rays money line. Cash that one. Great call. But then the Brewers versus Padres under 8.5 runs was about the most agonizing bet I've ever seen. They had 5 runs. It was 4-1. Padres were leading going to the bottom of the 9th. Padres starter comes in, or reliever closer comes in, and yeah, he just hits 2 guys, gives up a triple. They end up losing 5-4, giving up 9 runs. That's how the parlay of the day streak ends. But we have our parlay of the day. It is live on OddsJam. Make sure you go check it out. Also, shout out to all our COS All-Stars for supporting us. We love you guys all out there. Thank you guys all so much. Our newest All-Star, we got Ben. You're the real one. We appreciate you guys. Just as a reminder, we are on Chalkboard. It's a great group discussion app. If you want to join, top link in the description. We give out our plays early to those people, as well as our COS All-Stars. But Logan, throwing it to you. I heard you got an underdog money line today. Hit the people.
Yeah, I do have an underdog money line, right? It's not going to be a popular one. I'm ready for the people in the comments telling me I'm wrong. But I'm going to the Nationals-Reds game, and I am taking the Nationals money line. Currently plus 110 odds on FanDuel, as Austin's pulling up here on OddsJam. It's pretty, it's pretty standard, right? Mine at plus 110, even plus 105 on some books, right? So a lot of the books have this like weirdly suspicious line trending in this Nationals-Reds game. I'm telling you right now, the Nationals on a hot 4-game losing streak. They need my help. They need me to rescue them from their losing streak. All right, Nationals, say no more. I'm here to rescue you. I rescued the Phillies a couple days ago. I'm here to rescue you guys. Yesterday, the line, I do a lot of line reading on these picks. Yesterday, the line was very similar, and the Nationals lost 8-1. It was not competitive. Is this just free money on the Reds? Is the books just saying, here, take your money on the Reds and be gone with it? I don't think it's just that easy. Yesterday, they had Adone pitching for them. I don't like Adone one bit, which is why I didn't pick them yesterday, though it was a little suspicious. Today, they have Josiah Gray, their best pitcher. If you don't know Nationals baseball, trust me, even though his stats are sometimes shaky, he is their best pitcher. 1, 7, and 3 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts, coming in with a 5.08 ERA. The 7 earned run type game is just not going to cut it, Josiah Gray. But he's a good pitcher. And look, the books expect big things from the Nationals today, right? You got to look at the lines. You got to look at Gray's strikeout prop. It's 5.5, right? That's trending towards some of the highest numbers he's hit this year. He's at like 7 and 6 Ks. Yes. And so they're expecting him to be able to strike out some Cincinnati Reds. The Nationals team total set to 4.5. They haven't hit that team total in 3 straight games or even come close to it. So the books are expecting the Nationals to bring the bats today, and I sure hope so. They're a good offense, right? Statistically, they are. I'll talk about them in a minute, but Cincinnati's offense, it's really up and down. Yes, I know yesterday they put up 8 runs, but 23rd in runs per game, 27th in hits per game. They lost a key hitter, Naquin to the IL. So I think Josiah Gray should be able to navigate, his lineup, the Reds lineup. I think he'll be able to not, completely implode. Like we've seen some national starters out there implode and not give it a chance. I think Gray does give us a chance. Who's pitching for the Reds today? Well, it's Mike Minor. Now, if you followed baseball last year, you recognize that name. But he's making his first start for the Reds this year. I believe last year he was on the Royals. Washington's batting, 253 versus lefties. That's 8th best in the majors versus left-handed pitchers. I think they can certainly get to Minor today. Washington's 4th best in hits. Minor is not a strikeout specialist. You go back to his game logs, last year when he was pitching for the Royals, like 3 strikeouts. So he's not known as a pitcher with the put away pitches. So if the Nationals are smart with how they attack him and can put the ball in play, they should definitely be able to get some hits up on Minor. I pulled some of the splits because Minor, he's been around the league, right? Some of these hitters have seen him before. Nelson Cruz, batting 600, 6 for 10 versus Mike Minor. And Cesar Hernandez, 417, 5 for 12 versus Minor. Those are some key hitters at the top half of the order for the Nationals that actually have seen Minor before and hit him well. I think they're going to give us a chance. And lastly, I want to talk about bullpen, right? Nationals bullpen has sold so many games for them. But surprisingly, the Cincinnati Reds are still 29th in bullpen ERA, Washington 24th in bullpen ERA. Slight advantage there for the Nationals. I think they steal this game. I expect a lot of people to probably be blindly putting Reds into their parlay and just, assuming that that's a leg down, considering how bad the Nationals have been in the recent stretch. But guys, if you pick underdogs in the MLB, that's how you are long-term profitable. Because if I were to pick two, underdogs back-to-back days, one hits one day, one doesn't hit the next day, I'm still making money more often than not. So I'm taking a shot here, guys, and I'm riding the Nationals. Why though? Because I got my little Juan Soto bobblehead right here. Yeah, he's gonna get it done for us. You love the prop.
All right, that's enough screen time for you. You've lost screen time. Sorry, man. Don't make the rules. I love the play, and I honestly forgot at the beginning of the intro that I have a hit parlay coming your guys' way. Let's hop into my player prop of the day, and then we'll get to the hit parlay. Really like Joe Musgrove, over 17.5 outs, minus 135 on Caesars Sportsbook. Now, when I go over to Caesars, I see that they're the only one with the line at the moment. We see minus 135 here. I see PrizePicks at 18.5. And honestly, I don't know why this line is 17.5. I do believe it should be an 18.5 line. And look, I'd play 18.5 at 0.5 units, but we'll touch on this a little bit more in a second. Why, I'm a little bit more hesitant at 18.5. Now, Musgrove, 18 plus outs, all 9 of his starts. That's why I don't understand why the line's 17.5. And so I apologize if the line does change a ton. Maybe put it into a parlay piece, but Musgrove, been one of the best pitchers in the league so far. I think a 1.56 ERA, been very solid. And he's thrown 92 plus pitches in 5 straight starts. This is the team in the Padres that are going to keep him in there. And especially after yesterday's sell job by Taylor Rogers, they're going to try to keep their guy in as long as they can unless he's absolutely imploding. Now, the reason I said I consider it a half unit play is in 3 of those 5 games, Musgrove has gone 7+ innings. So he has gotten you 21 outs, which would cash the over 18.5. It's not going higher than 18.5. I could guarantee you that. So I think Musgrove can get that 18.5 line. I think just 17.5, obviously a lot safer. Now, Musgrove averages the 7th fewest pitches per inning in the MLB at just a little bit over 14. So it's a guy that's working through the order pretty quickly, and the 14th fewest pitches per plate appearance. So he's not a guy that's really, guys aren't coming up working the count 8-9 pitches. He's trying to get rid of them pretty quickly, and I think he can do that against this Brewers team. I want to pull up a couple splits against him. McCutchen batting just 125 versus him. Yelich 278, Wong 158, and Kane, who wasn't in the lineup yesterday but probably is back today, only batting 200 versus Musgrove. That's a lot of the guys on this team that's going to rely on, that the Brewers are going to rely on for offense. Now, Rowdy Tellez hasn't hit against him. A lot of other guys hadn't hit against him, but these are kind of the main guys in their order. These are four of the 9 people that will probably be hitting for the Brewers today. We also look at the over-under. Just set at 6.5. The Brewers team total is 3.5. Obviously, Burns is on the other side of the mound. He's pitched very well at home. And obviously, the Padres offense is hit or miss, but at the over-under 6.5. They're not expecting Musgrove. If it was 8.5, I'd probably be like, what's going to go down here? But they obviously are expecting both guys to pitch pretty well. The only stat that kind of goes against this is that the Brewers do actually take the most pitches per plate appearance at 4.08. Now, it is, a minor kind of thing. Obviously, if Musgrove, he's obviously one of the best at limiting opposing pitches. But, if they do want to work the count, they do have the ability, and they have done it this year. But I think Musgrove can get through their order, and I think he can get us at least 18, hopefully 21 outs for everyone that has to take it at 18.5. That's my first player prop of the day. But Logan, it's a Friday. Let's have a little bit of fun doing a hit parlay. We're going Paul Goldschmidt and Trey Turner. Now, people might be a little bit confused by my shirt. Wearing it for Trey, another fellow Trey, but it's Trey Young. But we know we don't have much to work with. We're going Trey Turner. And I spelled his name actually wrong because he is Trey with an EA. So it's not necessarily the same, but still, Paul Goldschmidt, Trey Turner, 2 guys that have been absolutely dominant this year. Now let's talk about him. Goldschmidt, 24-game hit streak. 2nd in the majors. I don't really know who's number 1. Maybe we'll talk about him later. But look, he's hitting 427 over that time span. He's had 41 hits over those 24 games, batting 500 versus Stroman, who will be going up against in his career. Now, we look at it. This is the earliest game on the slate. So we're going to need Goldie to go out there and get us a hit because we picked the first game and the last game on the slate because Trey Turner, there's only one guy with a longer hit streak than Paul Goldschmidt. That'd be Trey Turner, actually on 25-game hit streak. He's been very consistent, hitting 343 over that time span. He does have less hits, only 34 hits in 25 games. He does not have any plate appearances versus Chris Bassett, who will be pitching for the Mets today. But look, Turner's hitting 326 versus right-handed starters and 385 on batting average on balls in play. So if he can get his bat on the ball, he's going to probably put it into play. And I've seen Bassett give up some hits in his heyday. Now, I still think the Mets have a chance to cover that first 5. Hint, hint, if you want to look at our parlay of the day on Odds Jam, top link in the description. But I think Trey Turner can get us a hit. Paul Goldschmidt can get us a hit. We'll be having, hopefully Goldie can get that first leg down early on in the day. Then we'll just be waiting for Trey Turner to come up at like 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. But either way, those are my 2 plays of the day. But Logan, you know what time it is. It is NRFI Nation time, baby. Dude, wave those flags. We waved them second straight day yesterday, and this statement is still true. We haven't lost a NRFI all month. Quick 2-0. And today, Logan, I like the play that we got cooked up for the people. And we are going with, drum roll please, Rays White Sox. We're taking the no-run first inning. We need 6 quick outs out of these fellas. Now, if we go over to Odds Jam, our trusty partner, -130, best odds on FanDuel, then followed by -137 on Barstool. Now, Sharper Books have it at -114, but I've noticed these lines don't really change on Sharper Books a whole lot. They kind of just fluctuate between these 2 things. But let's talk about this a little bit. On the mound, for the Rays, we got McClanahan, 9-2 on no-run first inning so far. And we look at the White Sox, 24th in first inning runs. Now, we do know the White Sox really crush lefties, absolutely one of the best teams hitting against lefties. But McClanahan is not your normal lefty. He's normally a guy that's been striking out people like crazy. Didn't check his strikeout line, but I'd probably imagine there's probably about 7.5. This is a guy that strikes out a lot of people. And we also have to consider arguably the best hitter on the White Sox. He's gone. Tim Anderson on the IL, should miss about 3 weeks is what the reports are, and that was just 2 days ago. So he's for sure not playing today. That's always the guy we're concerned about for the White Sox, because he's normally an automatic guy on base, and then he'll steal for second, and then automatically you got a guy in a scoring position. So I think McClanahan can get those first 3 outs. What about the next 3 outs, Logan?
Yeah, McClanahan's solid on his side. My side, not extremely as solid. Velasquez, 3-5 on no-run first innings. He did give up a year fee last time versus Tampa Bay. So you got a bunch of people running to go bet the yes-run first inning based on what already happened. But, this is baseball. You can't always bet on what happened. You got to look at what these teams are doing lately and where they're going. The Rays, 18th in OPS versus lefties. So that's, and, OPS on base plus slugging. So they're not extremely great versus lefties. Tampa Bay is 6th in first inning runs. But here's a stat for you, right? Rays haven't scored a first inning run in 8 straight games. Boom. Jinx. So, but really the Rays offense has been, anything but, scorching and consistent, right? Tampa Bay's 11th worst in runners in scoring position left on base in their last 3 games. I would know because one of our parlay legs yesterday was Rays, and I was watching that game and I was seeing a lot of just stranded base runners in scoring position they couldn't knock home. That's music to our ears in the no-run first inning portion, because if they do get lucky and get maybe a single or a double, they might ground into that double play that ends the inning and not be able to score that runner in scoring position. So I really do like that stat, considering how many, base runners they've left. If we want to talk about other ones we highly considered, I highly did consider the Cleveland versus Baltimore NRFI with Shane Bieber on the mound. I really did like that look. I also, if you want to talk about, solid pitching, Michaelis is on the mound for the Cardinals today. I like St. Louis versus Chicago as well. There's a few solid, no-run first inning candidates. But I think we're rolling with the White Sox Rays one. I don't want to lose a single no-run first inning the whole month of June because of our last streak.
I mean, hey, 30-0. It's easier said than done, but I think we can get it done. Those are our 4 plays of the day. That NRFI, Rays, White Sox, Trey Turner and Paul Goldschmidt both to record a hit on FanDuel. Joe Musgrove's over and outs, and Nationals moneyline a little bit underdog on a Friday night. We appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. It's been Austin Logan. We'll see you guys again Saturday morning. Let's get it going.